Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, let's see here. I can't even see the screen. I took my glasses off for a second thinking I don't need them. Hey, it's Bev. It's the Bev D Show. I'm your host. It is June 26th already. All the live long day and quick week going by. It's Wednesday already. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like as I look at these days and dates that they've given us, this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they give us, Wednesday seems like it takes a little while to get here, but wow, this has really been flying by. But we're kind of moving what would have been Tuesdays with Todd. Todd, my nephew, is with me today here this morning. We are going to continue with our once a week guest, which is Todd. He is my nephew. He's my brother's son. We have fostered this friendship and relationship over the years, together and apart. It's amazing how friends and family can do that and not speak or know that the other one's there, but through the magic of social media and kind of picking each other up with little memes here and there for the struggles on different levels that we've had in our lives. When I started this podcast, didn't really know what I was going to be doing with it. Still growing and getting ideas and making notes and all that kind of good stuff. But one of them hit me one day that, hey, Todd has a message. He's been through quite a bit in his life, and he spends his days and time, much of it, helping others through substance and alcohol abuse and that sort of thing. But, people, it doesn't have to be just addicted to drugs or alcohol. It can just be things that we do maybe that harm us in life. And I certainly know that there was a period of time that I was going through, and Todd and I still found a way to pick each other up on social media, and here we are now sharing a show together for at least once a week, if not more. If I have my way, I will have Todd on much more. But hey, good morning, Todd, and thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Again,
yeah.
On Wednesday.
See, this is my thing. I'm conditioning you to get up and be on the show more and more each week. That's my trick to see how we can do this. So it's so funny. Okay, it's not funny when technology does not go your way. And when Todd was trying to call in this morning, he was unable to do it. So I was having to be my own little IT person and figure out what to do. And of course, once again, it's my magic word. You can just push restart, and that fixed everything in the computer. So in my laptop, and that was how we were able to get Todd to call in. But we kind of have to do that in life sometimes, don't we?
Yes. A lot more so than not.
Yeah. Even when we think we got it and everything's going on. I was telling you, Todd, before the show, I had, it's why everything got kind of mishmashed yesterday morning is it just a shade of exhaustion, if you will. I couldn't sleep. And when I couldn't sleep, it wasn't like I was thinking of daisies and buttercups, although that's what I had to switch to get to sleep. But I was worrying, and I was thinking about everything from a bill that needed paid. I fractured my ankle in February, and so all of those medical bills are coming in, and they're coming in. I have 6 separate bills. And even though I have insurance, this place bills by the day that you come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a nightmare. You were talking about me possibly being pattern driven. I want one bill, and then I know what to do with that. 6, 7 for one ankle. I have issues. It's chaos.
You got to pay everyone you see. You got to see mine.
Oh.
I'll trade you.
So you, yeah, I'll bet you will. So you get statements. I was thinking, I was stacking them up. I said, you know what? I sat at my desk yesterday at work. I took every single one of those, and on my lunch break, I was like, this is it, because I just get so distracted. So I was sitting there and I was stacking them up, sorting through them, because you get the one that says this is not a bill. And then you get the one that says this is your statement and you better pay it now. So it's the same amount for the same day, but one is just, we're just telling you what's going on over here, but here's the one you owe. That is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That is so unnecessary. Do you really need to tell me twice that I owe you $281? Why I don't pay $560 is beyond me, because I think I owe all those. They don't know who they're dealing with. I mean, I honestly would accidentally pay those. That's kind of how life is, man. It just starts coming at you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What you were talking about before, all this worrying about things that are not necessarily irrelevant. You know, a little vacation coming up, and it's kind of funny you said that. Friday, one of my friends, Sarah, a girlfriend of hers, was coming into town that had moved away when she was 12. They had been besties from the time they were real little up until, and then she moved away. Well, now she's 28 and has this amazing job, and she lives in Miami, and kind of lives this upper echelon of life, because I don't think it's directly because of it. I'm just guesstimating, but because she didn't have those types of things when she was little.
Okay.
Didn't live that way, she'd say.
Right.
Get, a little more comfortable than whatnot.
Yep.
And but she lives that way now, and what it come down to, she was coming here. And Sarah was like, I don't know what, can you guys give me some ideas, something to do for us to do? She was only going to be here basically for a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She had some business meetings in Cleveland and was going to spend the next whole day with Sarah. And so I gave her some ideas, and she didn't quite respond back with, we'll do some of that nature. The whole thing came down to fear of, in a sense, fear within herself of, I'm not in the point of my life where I think I should be, because this girl's over here doing this thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Insecurities.
Was anything she going to do good enough?
Perception.
Yep.
And I've talked about this several times. And what it boiled down to is we ended up on a whim going down to Seneca Lake with another friend of mine. Frankie has a cabin down there, and she's like, you guys come down here for my mom's birthday, and we jumped in the car and just went.
Wow. I got goosebumps over that. I just love that.
Listen, sometimes some of the best things and the best times we've ever had done, that I've ever had, were never planned.
Yeah.
This girl had the time of her life. She had, just so much fun. We all did. We belly laughed, the whole 9 yards, even the car ride down, the hour and a half ride down. And I won't get into the discussion of the content, but it was about, towards the latter part of the ride, it was about politics, and we didn't play on the same team, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And we had a hoot of a time. And like I said, Sarah ran on a sense of this fear, of, like you just said, am I going to show her a good enough time? Is it going to be the way it should be? When all along, just like you said in the beginning of the show, doesn't matter how far you are apart from someone, doesn't matter length of time, what they've accomplished in life, what they haven't accomplished, good things, bad things, whatever it may be, love.
Yeah.
When you love someone or love something, when you love someone, that's all it is. It's the fact of getting to spend that time with them, not keeping score, not going tit for tat, in a sense of, well, I became a bazillionaire and you're trash. It's not like that. That's not how it works. When somebody's true to oneself, she talked about problems she had. She talked about problems that were hidden entities in her life. That everything wasn't so hunky dory and perfect.
Yep.
That's real. That was one of the coolest things. And like I said, we jumped in the car out of the blue and drove an hour and a half down to that lake and just had an amazing time. I mean, it was such a spur of the moment. They bought bathing suits on the way there.
Yeah. Oh God.
One of those deals.
You know what? The common thread that you're speaking of, and it reminds me of like when you're little, and you want to be friends with like the richest kid or the most popular kid in class, and mom used to that's one thing at the because you got me a little choked up while I was listening to you for a couple of reasons. Whenever we wanted that. And I would tell my mom, they, to be their friend, you got to be this or you got to be that. And she always had a way of keeping me grounded. And she said, just that old cliche, if that's the way they are, you don't want to be friends with them anyway. And
No.
and I was like, Mom, why she's so much wisdom, that woman, and it's simple basic things like that you're trying to get in an arena that you don't necessarily you don't belong, Bev, because you're too nice, you're too kind, you're not superficial, and so with your friend, we get nervous about, the different layers of success and things like that, that we have amongst the people that we hang with. And, it's just exactly what you said. If we lose that human connection, it's human being. And we're human beings first, and we were given all these emotions and a heart and blood and muscle and all these things that we have in common. But it's our mentality of what we do with those thoughts and what we do with those things that separates us from the animals. And so we get caught up in those things. And as your friend was all worried, what in... I see, I'm going to get choked up. What in the world kind of good time could I possibly show her that would rate to the new life that she has? Well, the new life that she's living is her way of living, but it sounds like, and it makes me happy, that didn't change her core, that she still had problems just like the rest of us, or she still wanted to just hang out and have fun. And that probably is going to go down in the books. You're thinking in your head, well, here's a woman that could buy or do anything. And what am I going to be able to show her? What do I have these gifts to be able to give her? And here it's just you guys hanging out and laughing. And that really is the thing that separates us. And if she was superficial and was that way, those are the kind of people you got to start weeding out of your life anyhow. But it sounds like this girl was really grounded, and she was still the friend that Sarah had always known.
Oh yeah, and like I said, they were down there because it's funny. Frankie's mom, on her birthday, likes Thanksgiving dinner, and that's exactly what we had.
Oh.
And
Love it.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards, everything. And all the girls, it was funny because they all stood in line at the kitchen sink and all hand washed all the dishes and everything. And laughed and hooted it up. That's not even a common thread anymore. God forbid somebody stand in front of the sink and hand wash a dish.
I know.
Yeah. Be happy about it.
That does sound like what we used to do at Mom's. We would sit there and take shifts, when we had our Thanksgiving dinner when all you kids were little, and the the refilling and there wasn't a garbage disposal, there wasn't a dishwasher, and we had 30 people and 30 kinds of dishes that could